Hello, and welcome to Under 1000. My name's Thomas Flower, and each episode I'll read you a piece of flash fiction. All of the stories are 1,000 words or less. Today, I'll be reading Christmas Wishes. Please be aware that this episode deals with themes of death. If that's likely to upset you, or anyone that you're listening with, then you might want to skip this one. But, Mum, Santa is real, right? That's what you've always told me. Yeah, sure, honey, he's real. And he can bring what you want, so long as you've been good all year. That's right too, isn't it? Yes. So why can't he bring me what I asked for on my list? It's only one thing. Because he only brings toys, Nancy. I told you that already. The young girl stopped, unsure how to progress the conversation. She could sense that her mother was tired, irritable even, and just wanted to end this line of discussion as soon as possible. But Nancy knew that what she was saying was right, and she didn't understand why Santa wouldn't give her what she'd asked for. She knew the deal, and she'd played her part. She'd decided what she would be requesting for Christmas in February, and from that point onwards she had gone above and beyond with her behaviour. She was determined not only to be good, but to be an example of the perfect child, so that Santa would be forced to grant her wish. She'd helped her mum around the house. She'd gone to help neighbours and friends also. She'd shared lunches and snacks with those without at school. She'd been sure to include everyone in her games, and to stop bullying and rudeness where she'd seen it. She'd wiped down the whiteboard and cleaned up the classroom every day, even as the other children charged out of the door to run home. In short, she'd done everything she could, and having held up her side of the bargain, she didn't understand why Santa now seemed to be refusing to uphold his. Still, it was only her mother telling her this. She might be representing Santa in their household, but she didn't know what the man himself was really capable of, did she? If someone could drive a sleigh with magical reindeer in order to deliver presents to every child on Earth, all within the space of one night, then surely what Nancy was requesting wasn't impossible. Indeed, for a man like that, gifted with that much power, refusing to give her what she most strongly desired would be selfish, Nancy figured. That night, she went to bed feeling confident that she'd wake in the morning with all her prayers and wishes fulfilled. What did her mum know anyway? Santa could do anything. Just as the sun began to peek its way over the snow-covered streets, Nancy woke with a start. It might be far earlier than she'd usually want to wake up, but she couldn't sleep on a day like today. Not when what she dreamt of for almost a year would finally be here. She raced down the stairs into the living room, awakening her mother in the process, who, resigned to the day ahead, fumbled behind her daughter with as much Christmas cheer as could be mustered at such an ungodly hour. "Hey, look, Nancy! Santa left you a big present. What do you think it could be?" Nancy was confused. What she'd asked for shouldn't be gift-wrapped, and even if it was, it would never look anything like that. It seemed all wrong. With some trepidation, still hoping for the miracle she knew she deserved, she cautiously peeled off the wrapping to see what was underneath. A new bike! Isn't that exciting? I guess Santa knew how much you were enjoying cycling with Susie recently and wanted to give you a model that would fit you properly. What do you think? Nancy shook her head, silently, confused. Tears welled up in her eyes and began pouring furiously down her face, making the tinsel and lights swim frantically before her. This was all wrong, 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 wrong! She'd never asked for a bike. She'd only ever asked for one thing. She'd been very clear. "Honey, don't you like it?" her mother asked quietly, growing increasingly concerned. "I think Santa just wanted to find something to make you happy, after you'd been such a good girl all year." But I didn't want this," Nancy sobbed, frustrated and outraged at the injustice of it all. I only wanted foot. I know, honey, I know, but Santa can't do that kind of thing. He can only bring toys. No, he could have done it, I know. He could do anything, and he... Nancy wailed, now inconsolable from the betrayal she perceived. Her mother walked over, saying nothing. She knew that there was nothing she could say. Instead, she wrapped her daughter in a warm, firm embrace, letting the tears absorb into her pyjamas and the little snotty nose wipe all over her. Eventually, after a few moments like this, she tried as gently as she could to break the devastating news. Nancy, my darling, my love, Daddy's not coming back. He can't come back. He's at peace now. Don't you remember? We saw him, in the coffin, sleeping. We can't have him back now, and I'm sorry, but there's nothing you or I or even Santa can do about that. Nancy's wails became louder, and she began beating her fists wildly and erratically, as though trying to strike the injustice of having a parent suddenly ripped away out of the cruel and cold world she now perceived around her. Somewhere, outside, the soft sound of sleigh bells could be heard, and a strange figure was seen in the sky, departing from a final, highly unusual delivery. A loud knocking sound stopped Nancy and her mother mid-flow. Who could it be at this hour in the morning, and on Christmas Day, no less? Confused, excited, hopeful, Nancy rushed to answer, and see who could be waiting for her on the other side of the door. Thank you for listening to Under 1000. I'm your host, Thomas Flower. To follow the show online, look for Under 1000 Pod on Twitter or Facebook. If you'd like to support the show on Patreon, go to patreon.com/under1000pod, where you can sign up to read each month's stories in advance, as well as to have a thank you be read during these credits. The theme music is an instrumental version of In Between Days by Nick Tate and the Sharks. To hear the full song and more from the same EP, go to Nick Tate, Nictate, and thesharks.bandcamp.com, or search for them on your favourite streaming platform. I hope you enjoyed this episode, and that you'll join me again next time for some more super short fiction.